I think the Lions are setting up a crucial move here this offseason. It's going to do, I think what they're going to do is save some money, be smart offensively, and really put the resources in defensively. So, how do you save money and get some production out of some offensive areas? So, there's two areas that I want to show you. First, let's start with backup quarterback and some options that we can have. So, let me know in the comments your thoughts on these guys and which backup quarterback you would like. I'm not a fan of drafting one at this point. We have too many holes. We have a little bit of a window here. Goff's still young. Let's roll with Goff, but we need an effective backup that could hang in there. I mean, if Goff's out for the season, then he's out for the season. We're screwed. But if he's out for 2 or 3 games, can we have a guy that can come in and win 1 or 2 games? So the first one, Joshua Dobbs. Now, Dobbs was with the Lions. So the nice thing about him, the Lions at least say that they like him, and he would come at a very cheap price. So Dobbs is an option. Andy Dalton. Now he's going to be the most expensive of the 5 that I'm going to show you. Now Dalton, most expensive, but I mean, realistically, he gives you an opportunity, and even says in this article that he gives you an opportunity to be in Ben Johnson's offense and really have the least amount of drop off, even though Dalton's still not great. Drew Lock, not a. I mean, again, if you can get him at a really cheap price, he gives you something. But I'd rather have more of a consistent backup, someone more of a veteran, consistent presence than Drew Lock. Gardner Minshew, this is the one I like, right? Why not? He came in, he spent the last 2 seasons behind Jalen Hurts, but before that, he was with the Jaguars and just made things happen. So here's a guy that would be high energy, would come in and make things happen. So I'm going somewhere with this. These are all guys that are inexpensive. Minshew, probably a little bit more, but Cooper Rush, he's probably my favorite of the list. And this is the last one. Cooper Rush, remember, this year played well for the Cowboys, led them to like 5-1. The 29-year-old should be less expensive, $3 to $4 or $5 million a year, and he's a good fit for us to come in so you don't have that drop off. So we're going to get a cheap backup, and then here's what I think we're going to do with our receivers. We are going to let DJ Chark walk, but let's look at some replacements and that price tag. So DJ Chark, we gave him $10 million a year this year. He could get anywhere from $10 to $12 million on the open market. Here's a list of cheaper guys. So we're going to be cheaper when we're going to secure our quarterback. We're going to be cheaper, and we're going to be able to get a wide receiver 2 or 3, because Jameson Williams, we're really counting on him. We're counting on our other guy, St. Brown, of course, Khalif Raymond. So we've got depth. We've got some guys. So we don't need to go out and spend a lot of money. We can save money at the wide receiver position and then go to free agency with defensive line, corners, things like that. So here's one, Mac Hollins. Now he didn't really do anything up until this past season, but really did a lot of good things this past season with a career high, almost 60 receptions, almost 700 yards, 4 touchdowns. And the nice thing about him, you could get him for a 1-year deal, which we will, right? Brad Holmes loves doing that 1-year, $2 million deal. So the price tag looks good. Another one, Marvin Jones. He's getting older, and Christian Kirk and Zay Jones played more than him, really cut his production down in 2022. So he only had 46 catches. He had 73 in 2021, but I think he can come here, be the veteran presence, and you could get him for a really good price. The problem being he's 32, going to be 33-year-old at the start of the season, so we could really have that drop off. Then you look at the other guys here. Paris Campbell, another kind of getting a little older, but and he's had some injuries. But again, you can get him cheaper, get him in. We don't need that standout stud guy. What we need is a nice veteran, solid receiver that we can get for cheap, because we've got St. Brown, we've got Williams, we've got Josh Reynolds. Zach Pascal, buried on the wide receiver pecking order for Philadelphia, just 338 snaps. Another guy, maybe can get him really cheap. That would be awesome as well. Here's one I like, Darius Slayton. So these are all just manageable guys that aren't going to cost a lot. Darius Slayton. There's untapped potential here, and the Lions may think they can tap into it and make a move to replace Chark if Chark goes. So remember, the thing that we have to really be encouraged about is we have Ben Johnson, of course, that's going to open up some of these guys that, yeah, maybe they've shown some potential. Maybe they haven't done anything. Maybe, Slayton's a perfect guy, 4 seasons in, had a chance to maybe do some things, but hasn't had the ability to really get into an offense with St. Brown, a great offensive line. So anybody we bring here has never played in as good of an offense as they are going to play with the Lions, or have a fit that they're going to have, because you're going to be able to come in. You're not wide receiver one. St. Brown's going to take that. You're going to have a great offensive line. You're going to get open. You're not going to have to worry about your route. So let me know your thoughts on that as well. So as we look at it, what I think the Lions are going to do is, and you tell me your thoughts, they're going to get a nice, solid backup quarterback. You saw the list of 5 there. Any of those 5 could probably work. Probably if Chark goes, okay, fine. There's plenty of wide receivers out there, and that's right up Brad Holmes' alley. 1 year, 2-year deals for $2 to $4 million a year. And what you're going to be able to do now is take a lot of that money after we make some cuts of Brockers and Big V. We're going to have some good cap space to go out and get some really good defensive players, because we're either going to do one or two things in the defensive side of the ball. We're either going to get some really good depth pieces, because if you look at our depth chart, I mean, out behind linebacker, right? Anzalone, I don't know if he comes back, but you got Malcolm Rodriguez, Anzalone, then it's Derek Barnes, and it's like, who else? There's nobody. Interior defensive lineman, you got Aleem McNeil, and then Bugs. Maybe Bugs comes back, but then after that, same thing. Like there's little depth, so we're going to add to our depth, or we're going to get a splash piece defensively, a really good player, a really good corner, really good safety. So this allows us to do that, because really, if you look at it, our offense is set. We had a great offense without Jameson Williams. Now we add Jameson Williams, a full year, full offseason for him. Expect a lot of good things with him. So you forget about him. I mean, you almost do, because he's the real deal. He's going to be coming in as a great wide receiver, 1, 2, outside guy, whatever, do a lot of things with him. And Ben Johnson can't wait to do things with him. So our offense is set. We got some running back things to do. No problem. We'll figure that out. Let's spend all the resources on defense, because we've got a chance here. We've got an innovative enough offense where we can make a little bit of a run. The NFC's not that strong right now. The NFC North's not that strong right now. So let's make a little bit of a run. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I think the Lions are setting something up real nice to go get some defensive pieces, and we will see all of you on the next one.